Yes, ma'am.
Welcome to ADT Got Talent. Before we start this session, we would like to felicitate all these young faces of MIT-ADT University. I request Dr. Mohit Dubey and Dr. Nachiket Thakur to felicitate them. Bharat Barbhai from SOES Electronics and Communication Engineering.
Welcome. Thank you.
Dheer Jain from SOES Mechanical Engineering. Can we please have a huge round of applause?
Welcome. Thank you.
Dhruva Pakrekar from MIT Institute of Design. Mihir Sangai from SOC Computer Science Engineering.
Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Vaishnavi Patil from SOES Aerospace Engineering.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Siddharth Chaudhary from School of Bioengineering Sciences and Research. Triaksh Mathur from School of Bioengineering Sciences and Research.
Thank you.
Parth Kopre from School of Food Technology.
Welcome.
Can we please have a resounding sound of applause for all the students? I now hand over the mic to Dr. Nachiket Thakur and Dr. Mohit Dubey to continue the session. Thank you.
Hello. All right, thank you for this lovely felicitation for all these young, passionate doers community. And I know for last 1.5 days, we have been listening into some of the most accomplished human beings this country has ever produced. I was also, listening into some of our leading lawyers, advocates, when I walked in. लेकिन एक बात मैं आपको बताऊं कि जैसा आपने देखा कि दो लीडिंग लॉयर्स के बीच में एक ही मुद्दे को लेकर के कन्फ्यूजन हो सकता है, तो सबसे बढ़िया जो तरीका है वो ये है कि इन दोनों कोट वालों से दूर रहिए, काला कोट और सफ़ेद कोट। काला कोट है वकीलों का, सफ़ेद कोट है डॉक्टर का। कितनी भी ताकत लगाइए बच सकते नहीं हैं आप लोग। जाना इनके पास इवेंचुअली है, लेकिन एजुकेशन जो है आपको वो यही साधना है, यही माध्यम है जिसकी वजह से आप इनके पास कम से कम चक्कर लगाएं, क्योंकि इनके पास चक्कर लगाने से आपको पता है क्या होता है। सो विद दैट आई थिंक लेट्स ट्राई टू make sure that we hear from not so accomplished, but hopefully they will become accomplished one day, and give you some inspiration, some insights, some data points, so that ये लोग कैसे यहाँ पर आ गए। क्योंकि 2 साल 3 साल पहले ये लोग भी आप ही के जैसे इसी पंडाल में इसी फॉर्म में बैठते थे, लेकिन इनका जो सफ़र है वहाँ से और यहाँ तक का, उसके पीछे कोई ना कोई इनकी एक महारत रही है, कोई ना कोई इनकी कारस्तानियाँ रही हैं, जिसकी वजह से ये लोग वहाँ से यहाँ तक आ गए हैं। सो आई थिंक कल जैसा हमने सुना पिता तुल्य इस विश्वविद्यालय के प्रोफेसर विश्वनाथ कराट सर ने कहा कि हमको आगे क्या करना है उससे पहले ये जानना ज़रूरी है कि हमारा इतिहास क्या है, हम कहाँ से आए हैं। तो कोशिश ये है कि कहाँ से आए हैं एक पक्ष रखा जाएगा, कहाँ पर हैं वो पक्ष रखा जाएगा, कहाँ जाना है वो पक्ष एक रखा जाएगा। क्योंकि कहा है कि अगर करोगे वही जो करते आए हो, अगर करोगे वही जो करते आए हो तो मिलेगा वही जो मिलता आया है। तो क्या मिला है वो आप सबको पता है कि वी आर probably in the darkest time in the history of the human being. As the world was recovering from the biggest threat in the form of COVID, you have another war thrown upon the world, and they talk about the humanity. The humongous failure of these multilateral agencies, which are trying to set the peace in the world under the garb of war. War is for peace nowadays, right? जैसा अभी किसी ने बताया कि हम लोगों को सिक्योरिटी इसलिए चाहिए ताकि हम अपने ऊपर फ्लेक्स कर सके, अपने बारे में ज़्यादा बता सके, ताकि ज़्यादा हमारे फॉलोअर हो सके। सो आई थिंक इन लोगों की जो जर्नी है, होपफुली वो कुछ ना कुछ आप जैसी रही होगी, कुछ ना कुछ आप जैसे बैकग्राउंड से आए हैं ये लोग, लेकिन आज इस स्टेज पर हैं, अपनी छोटी मोटी जो भी अकम्पलिशमेंट्स हैं वह स्ट्रेट फ्रॉम द हार्ट। आई होप दीज गाइज आर गोना स्पीक, and there are some elements, I hope out of 4,000 people, even if we are able to take 10% of these people who are able to bring some of these elements, we'll be more than proud to say that, you know, MIT-ADT यूनिवर्सिटी में 2023 में जो बैच आया था उसने कुछ इतिहास क्रिएट किया। कुछ इतिहास की बात हुई थी कल भी, तो जो हमारे चीफ गेस्ट थे उन्होंने कहा था कि DRDO ने बहुत काम किया, इसरो ने बहुत काम किया, यह देश इस समय 5th लार्जेस्ट इकोनॉमी है GDP के टर्म्स में। बट डू यू नो व्हाट इज द रैंक ऑफ दिस कंट्री इन टर्म्स ऑफ GDP पर कैपिटा? अराउंड दैट 125वां स्थान है इस देश का व्हेन इट कम्स टू द GDP पर कैपिटा। हम और आपकी जो एक साल की इनकम है उसके मामले में यह 125वें नंबर पे आता है। इसका मतलब क्या है? दो एक्सट्रीम एंड्स हैं। यह देश जो कि अमीर होता जा रहा है, इसके निवासी गरीब होते जा रहे हैं। अमीर देश के गरीब निवासियों का निदान जो है वह इन लोगों से है। इसके लिए MIT-ADT यूनिवर्सिटी आपको वह सभी फोरम्स प्रोवाइड करती है जहाँ पर इफ़ यू हैव पैशन, इफ़ यू थिंक यू आर क्रेजी इनफ दैट यू वांट टू चेंज द वर्ल्ड। How many of you, by the way, want to change the world? बाकी लोगों को क्या करना है? दुनिया चेंज नहीं करनी है। थैंक यू। इतने लोग जिन्होंने हाथ उठाए वो दुनिया को चेंज करना चाहते हैं, लेकिन आप लोग अभी फर्स्ट ईयर में आए हैं, पहले कोशिश कीजिए कि ये 4 साल अपने को चेंज करें। चेंज क्या करना है? चेंज क्या करना है? कल जिक्र आया, प्रोफेसर Chakradev mentioned that you are the first luckiest batch to have a national education policy being implemented from this year onwards. तो उसके हिसाब से अगर आप देखें तो क्लास में पढ़ना ज़्यादा है या बाहर में पढ़ना ज़्यादा है? वो कुछ इनके एक्सपीरियंसेस से सीखते हैं कि क्लास में पढ़ के इनको ज़्यादा मार्क्स लेकर के फ़ायदा हुआ, या क्लास के बाहर टक शॉप पे, या क्या आपका वो टिप्सी टेल्स में मंथन करके ज़्यादा फ़ायदा हुआ, और जो लोग नए हैं अभी शायद टिप डिटेल्स नहीं देखा होगा, बट आई एम प्रिटी श्योर यू विल गेट टू दैट, नो दैट what is the manthan that happens there and the product that comes out of it. Maybe some of these guys would tell you about that offline. Yeah. Thank you. So we can start with some of these things.
Morning and welcome everyone. Welcome all the panelists. I think it has been a good journey for all of them to come here at this stage to share their experiences with you. When we set this context for this particular event, we felt that we need to bring together a diverse set of people who will give you a gist of whatever has been happening at the institute, at our university. And we have tried our best to bring to you the people who have done something different. People who have done something more than what they are supposed to do. And with this as a parameter, we have asked these people to share their experiences with you. And when we do all these things, when you are sitting here on your first day, first week, or first month, let's start with asking them what was their first day or first month when they came here. How was their journey at MIT-ADT University? Why did they select what they selected? So we would like to listen from you in terms of what was your mindset back then when you chose to do something, and when you chose to do that particular thing, why did you choose MIT-ADT? What was in your mind? So anyone can start.
Good morning everyone present here. So my name is Dheer Jain. I am from mechanical engineering.
Slightly near, slightly. Yeah.
I am from mechanical engineering third year. So I was my batch was the first batch of B.Tech in electric vehicle. So when our batch started, we were very excited because this was the only college that provided a B.Tech in electric vehicle course. None other college provided that. So our experience was pretty nice in the start.
So why did you? What was in your mind when you chose to do engineering first?
Sir, I have been interested in electric vehicles since 2019. So
Okay.
after my 10th standard, I have started working on electric vehicles. But first it was just by hacks, like looking at the YouTube videos and making it. But later then I got to know about the MIT-ADT University and the EV course. So I chose.
Where do you come from? Which background? Tell us more about your background. क्या स्कूल था, क्या पढ़ाई हुई वहाँ पे?
कहाँ से हो?
I am from Mumbai, Andheri. I have done my schooling from Arisha High School in Parla, Vileparla. From there, I have been to Bhavan's College for my 11th and 12th, and in MIT-ADT from B.Tech.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Vaishnavi, probably we talk about the diversity, but we only have one woman out here that speak that there is an opportunity for all the other women to come here on the stage next time. So there is a lot of scope, don't worry about it. Vaishnavi, tell us, why do you think you chose the engineering side coming from your background that you have been into?
First of all, truly, I don't wanted to be an engineer first.
Okay.
But I had
Accidental engineer hai yahan pe.
I had a deep interest in aerospace and science. So to go through the pathway, I chose this engineering, and MIT, I found that it is giving this course. So we started, like in 2020, I came here. Actually, 2 years were in COVID, but still the teachers and everyone, they... Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. So first of all, aerospace was a passion to choose, and that's why I'm here. And now, currently, I am pursuing that dream is more important for me.
एरोस्पेस बहुत लोगों का पैशन होता है. जब बच्चे हवाई जहाज उड़ते हुए देखते हैं तो सबका पैशन हवाई जहाज उड़ाना ही होता है. But during COVID, if she was able to develop, I think kudos to you. Thank you, Vaishnavi, for picking it up as an aerospace engineer. Can we have a round of applause for the lady out here? Thank you. Mihir, what's your background? कहाँ से आते हो यार? कौन से गांव से आते हो? कैसे क्या MIT-ADT में क्यों आए?
So, I'm Mihir Sangai. I came from Ambezogai, which is a village in Maharashtra. So basically, my reason to choose MIT was the multidisciplinary approach we have, not just computer engineering that I'm studying. I can go to any school or any college in MIT and I can ask them for resources. I can actually go and learn many new things at many different colleges. The ecosystem is the reason which I came here specifically.
Did you look at things other than academics when you chose this?
Yeah, the campus is good. The incubation, pre-incubation pipeline which we have, that is good. That was the main reason. I
वो
already knew.
इसमें से इन लोगों को कुछ नहीं अभी समझ में आएगा. इनको ये बताओ फर्स्ट ईयर में आकर के क्या करना चाहिए.
फर्स्ट ईयर में आके पहले खुद को समझो.
Okay.
All right, very good. So Siddharth, I know you had a unique past. So जो लोग ये समझते हैं कि माँ बाप का प्रेशर होता है कि आईआईटी की कोचिंग करनी है तभी आईआईटी में जाना है. इनकी मदर आई थी, बोली कि मैं इसको आईआईटी में भेजना चाहती हूँ. मैंने कहा आईआईटी में मत भेजिए, बच्चा वेस्ट हो जाएगा. He dropped out of the formal education and still he is made a mark. He went to IIT Bombay. He had been to a presidential palace. He represented India to Washington DC and so on and so forth. So, क्या background क्या था? क्यों पढ़ाई छोड़ दी तुमने? क्या था? You know, just tell some of these guys.
So, back in 2018, I dropped out of my school. मैं drop out दो कारणों के लिए लिया था. First कि back in 2016, sorry, I dropped out when I was in 8th standard. I built first drone for DRDO, which was able to self-stabilize in high wind speed. वो जो skill मैंने सीखा था, that was after immense practice and immense amount of hard work which was put into it. जो school curriculum था, I'm not demeaning school system, but what I'm trying to say is कि 8 घंटे का आपका school है, उसमें भी आपका प्रेशर है, किस तरह घिस घिस के आप पढ़ रहे हो, उसमें भी आपके आधे नंबर बढ़ रहे हैं, है ना. उसमें आपने वो इतना सब कुछ सीखा, उसमें आप वो भूल जा रहे हो जो भी आपने स्किल एक्वायर की थी. बिकॉज ऑफ योर स्टडीज, ऑल दो स्किल्स व्हाट यू हैव एक्वायर्ड सो फार, दैट इज गोइंग अवे. सो व्हाट आई थॉट, आई वेंट टू माय मदर एंड आई सेड कि मम्मी ये स्कूल नहीं होगा मुझसे, आई एम नॉट इनटू स्कूलिंग. आई हैव बिल्ड दिस ड्रोन, इट्स वेरी मच केपेबल, so capable that scientists are appraising that drone, and I want to scale this forward. School uske aade aa raha hai, think of another way. So my mom first thought ki pehle to na bola obviously, then I tried to convince her, she got convinced. Maine fir papa ko convince kiya. Then we thought of another way of open schooling. So I dropped out of 8. I took a path of open schooling. I did my 10th, 11th, 12th, and I kept on developing my skills. During that journey, I met Dr. Mohit Dubey sir, who is my prime mentor, my Christian Ji of my life. Has always guided me through ups and downs, has taken me through a lot of ways. He guided me. He started mentoring me in 2018. In 2019, I went to Washington DC. I represented India in at Washington DC at Hackathon for Justice. Then in 2021, I incorporated my first company, Anytime Anywhere Health Tech Private Limited. And yeah, the journey has been ever since going on. In 2022, I won AG's Graham Bell Award, which is one of the most prestigious award in the country right now. And yeah, the journey is going on still.
Very good.
Yeah, Dhruv.
तो डरने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. जो लोग स्कूल नहीं गए हैं वो भी आके सक्सेसफुल हो सकते हैं.
Good.
It is not only school dropout, but a college dropouts which have made a dent in the world. So don't worry about it. Even if you don't attend the college, also don't worry about it.
So having said that, I think it's just as information to all of you. Today happens to be the foundation day of MIT Institute of Design.
Very good.
So
Congratulations.
compliments to one and all who made this possible. It's the 18th foundation day, even if we have the 8th induction program of the university. MIT Institute of Design was there 18 years back. And it gives me immense pleasure to be here as part of the institute. And more pleasure in welcoming Dhruv Patnikar, who is our ex-student, 2016 batch, very successful in his own field. Dhruv, way back in 2012, that's what his batch is. So what was in your mind when you chose something related to design and in an institute which was autonomous at that time?
Hello. It was a 5-year course back then. It was 2011, I remember. This campus was only 3 buildings. One was Manet, one was ID, and one was the IB school. Um, a lot of change since then. I was shocked today. So I wanted to do architecture because that was a known field, and that was the field that people told me, insisted that you are a creative person, go to architecture and everything. And there was one program where we had to visit MIT just to see what all MIT does. There were only 3-4 batches before me, I guess. And I came here and I saw something different altogether. Institute of Design was something completely different than what normal education looked like at that time. It's still different. And because of that, because of the whole energy that I felt here, all people told me that the degree and that doesn't matter because if you're skilled enough, you'll be at the top. So at that time, I didn't think about what university was there or what. It was an autonomous college. And at that time, it was very, very unlikely of me and my family to get into MIT, but I'm glad that I got in, and it was a wonderful experience and a wonderful 5 years at MIT.
Wonderful,
and
wonderful.
Thank you.
Great. So you did your undergrad in 5 years, unlike me doing in 6 years, but I did a 4-year course in 6 years. Not because I failed, because there was no credit transfer system, just as in FI.
Hello. Yeah. So hi, myself Triyaksh. I'm from bioengineering. So if I talk about bioengineering, कैसे आया? आधे लोग bioengineering batch में वो हैं जिनको NEET में अच्छा नहीं आया. You don't make up to medicine, MBBS. आधे लोग वही होंगे in bioengineering. So started जो first day था हमको introduce करा गया अच्छे से कि field क्या है. या तो यही था become engineer, doctor, what is thing is between. So bioengineering क्या है. Then there were certain things जो first year में अच्छी लगती थी कि मैं pharmaceutical sciences में जाऊँगा. But अभी by the time I reached my masters, things have changed. Personality changes, your preferences changes. So these are the steps how like this whole ecosystem provided by the college gives you flexibility to jump off between major fields, major industries, so you can explore yourself, you can work. So the main idea I was thinking when I joined the college was कि काम करते हैं कुछ, let's try new things, let's करके देखते हैं जो होगा देखा जाएगा. वैसी ideology से आया था.
Wonderful. Very good.
Good. Well said.
Right. How many of you know that this year is the International Year of Millets? Okay, so millets is probably a millet student among the the panel. So go ahead and share why did you choose food technology? What was the inspiration? Why did you come here?
Okay, so good morning everybody. Welcome to MIT first of all. And my name is Parth Kopde. I'm a final year student at MIT School of Food Tech. And at MIT, we have co-founded a startup named Millesta. And we have developed 3 innovative millet-based products. As Dubey sir said, 2023 has been declared as the International Year of Millets by United Nations. And a part of this, we decided to bring up this startup. So we've made 3 gluten-free products, and so far in barely 3 events, we've achieved revenue worth 50,000, and it's been just 1 year. So you can imagine the potential which is there in millets right now. And apart from this, I'm also the core committee member and committee head at the Foodpreneurs Club. I'm also a certified content writer. And as I told Thakur sir, I'm a hardcore foodie, and I love experimenting with food. That's why I entered food tech. And just to burn all the calories, I even do marathon running.
Good.
Yeah, Philip.
Hello, I would firstly like to thank the MIT-ADT committee for inviting me here today. My journey is similar to the one shared by Vaishnavi and Siddharth. It's a combination of both. I am also an accidental engineer. From 10th, whenever my father asked me, what do you want to do? I always said, I don't want to be an engineer. Anything else, but not an engineer. But after that, in my 12th class, I had gone to a professional football academy, which is in Chandigarh. So I had dropped out from my college, and I was pursuing full-time football as a professional for over 2 years. And the kind of mentality that I generated there was something which I would never get in a school or in a classroom. So that was the main thing. But as you say, after 12th, my father again rephrased the question, what do you want to do? And I said, yeah, I would pursue both, but that is the trick. Both can never happen. So it is very important that you have the clarity initially whenever you want to start your journey. And then from first year onwards, because I had a very sporting background, I have won multiple marathons, won multiple ADT talks, and also part of the football team of MIT-ADT. And I would say that the infrastructure, the sports infrastructure is very good. It's like you'll not get this infrastructure anywhere else in Pune. The gym is very good, the ground is very good, the regular practice of all cricket, all disciplines of sports, say cricket, football, or volleyball, it takes place. And it was something that when I started in my first year, I dreamt of being at the end of the 4 years what I would be after 4 years. And exactly I followed the path, and I'm really glad that I chose MIT.
Wonderful.
Thank you. कितने लोग स्पोर्ट्स एज ए करियर परस्यू करना चाहते हैं? स्पोर्ट्स एज ए करियर, क्योंकि बाकी जितने भी लोग हैं सब इंजीनियर बाय एक्सीडेंट है. इंजीनियर तो आप बन ही जाओगे. कोई भी कॉलेज ऐसा, कोई भी आपका फ्रेंड है जो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज गया हो और आज तक उसको डिग्री ना मिली हो? किसी को 4 साल में मिलती है, किसी को 6 साल में मिलती है, किसी को 8 साल में मिलती है, लेकिन ऐसा कोई नहीं है आज तक जो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज गया और डिग्री लेके ना आया हो. क्योंकि एक बार आने के बाद में ये डिग्री देना कॉलेज का काम है, आपका डिग्री लेना ही काम है, लेकिन बाकी सारे काम आपको करने हैं, बाकी कोई कॉलेज नहीं करके देगा. सो थैंक यू भरत फॉर शेयरिंग दैट स्पोर्ट्स एज योर पैशन. So if you are crazy enough about any of those items that you saw, you can still make it. Engineering to side gig hai. Don't take engineering as your main degree. It will happen.
Engineering or for that matter, in any course.
Any course
which people are doing.
Also, I think now when you look at, there was some discussion around the changing face of education. अभी कुछ वीडियो वायरल हो रहा था, एक इंडस स्कूल बैंगलोर में है, वहाँ पर AI का एक रोबोट बनाया गया. बच्चों से उन्होंने सवाल जब पूछा तो वो टीचर से ज़्यादा एक्यूरेट जवाब देता है, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली वो डेटा एक्सट्रैक्ट करना है. तो ये दौर चैट GPT का है. चैट GPT लेकर के आपको जो डेटा है वो दे देगा. लेकिन चैट GPT के दौर में इन लोगों ने जो काम किया MIT-ADT आने के बाद में, उसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा आप लोग अपना बताइए कि यहाँ पर आने के बाद आपको ये जो एजुकेशन का एक वो था कि रेगुलर फर्स्ट ईयर, सेकेंड ईयर, थर्ड ईयर करेंगे, बिकॉज आई नो guy who got 64%. So कंपनी के एम्प्लॉयज़ ने पूछा हम आपको क्यों लें, बोले सर बाकी लोगों में फ्लक्चुएशन बहुत है, मेरा आप कंसिस्टेंसी देखिए, कंटिन्यूसली 64% है मेरा. So I think consistency always play an important role. That's one. But what we can look at from his own journey is that MIT gives you a project-based learning. So whether you get to the classes or not, but if you are able to do your projects diligently, you not only get to work with the different schools, but also go to a IIT and win the competition. So once again, can we hear it for Dheer?
Thank you.
Having said that, Dubeyji, please don't take it as a wrong message that you can bunk classes. Okay, that's a sacrosanct thing, because generally what happens is people feel that if I bunk classes, I will be bigger in life. It's not that. You have to manage both. If you are not in class, you should be doing something or the other. I think that is the message which you all should take. Otherwise, it will be a big challenge for you to tackle the Fs and Frs and then the CGPA, whether it is fluctuating or static. I think that you don't get into that kind of situation. So
वो मैंने मैसेज इसलिए छोड़ दिया था क्योंकि अगर आप बंक करेंगे और प्रोजेक्ट नहीं करेंगे तो आपके पेरेंट्स आके प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे.
So I think with this particular example of Dheer, last 1.5 to 2 years, he was seen more in the design school along with design students, trying to work on what his different things were. He only showed you one, but similar activities is what the other projects also were there. And I think that's the beauty of being in an ecosystem which helps you do that. Another important aspect for this is that none of the doors of all the 16 schools which you will come across is not closed for anyone. It is for everyone to tap. It is up to you how you can extract things from us. So don't be under the impression that we will come to you and give you things on platter. You have to find your way out. You have to understand what your likings are. You have to decide what vision you want to create for yourself, and then act accordingly. Whatever you need to do, the things will be there for you. So that's the message, what example what Dheer just mentioned. At the same time, let's look at another example, Tarun. Let's look at an example from the design domain. Yeah, Dhruv, over to you. Can you just explain us what your journey has been?
So, I studied at MIT from 2011 to 2016. One thing I'd like to share is I'm the only person from India to work with a designer called Karim Rashid. So I got an internship with Karim Rashid, one of the most influential designers in the world, in the US, while I was at MIT. The studio was in Manhattan, and I worked with almost 36 projects in 24 countries in a short period of time.
Please keep the slide, the first slide of Dhruv.
A lot of people have asked me since then that what was in you that was different than the whole other people in the institute, or how was it you that Karim selected to intern with? And very frankly, I didn't have an answer, because all of the projects were almost similar. Many people were more talented than me, are more talented than me from my batch in my education. I guess the only answer at that time I could give was I applied. And that was the most important thing, that you should go, you should apply, you should actually share your work with people, see what they have in for you, and that was the one thing that actually set that apart. Since then, it has been a roller coaster ride. I started my own business called Dominix. We are into branding, industrial design, digital design, and space design. It is a cross multidisciplinary approach towards design, and it took me back to school, because I used to sit with my professors. Some of the professors are in front of me. Milind sir is there, Harshit sir is there, Samson sir is there, and I'm grateful to have them as professors. And actually, they taught me a lot, not just about design, but other parts of it as well, and other things as well. That actually took me to a lot of depth in my company later on. Still, they helped me a lot. Can you please do the other side?
Next slide.
I graduated in product design, but the whole part was I didn't want to limit myself at product design or industrial design. I wanted to explore all the forms and all the kinds of design. And that led me to actually design a screw that goes into your stomach in hernia operations and dissolves, to a huge building in Pune, to interiors of a private jet, to some cars and a lot of stuff across disciplines. I'm working with Mercedes-Benz, I'm working with Chitale Bandhu in Pune, Johnson Johnson worldwide. And one of the best parts that happened this year was, last year was, Lamborghini actually gave us some design work. And that's the first time design has been outsourced to India from Italy. And that is something that I'm proud of.
No, brilliant. I think for Dhruv, the key point or a key takeaway is that you need to share more. Because sharing is learning. Learning is not sharing. Sharing is learning. So, जो ये सोचते हैं कि मैं ये काम जो कर रहा हूँ सिर्फ मेरे को आना चाहिए, मार्क्स हो सकता है आपके ज़्यादा आ जाए अगर आप शेयर ना करें, लेकिन ज़िंदगी में जितना ज़्यादा आप शेयर करेंगे हो सकता है बाद में आकर को आपको मदद कर जाएगा. So I think if you start developing this understanding that do a copy paste with the best guy, go and do work with them, share with them, so that more and more people can come and start working with you. If you want to create jobs, you have to bind these people towards your common vision. And that can only happen when you lead your own vision by becoming a leader, by becoming a role model for others to follow. That can only happen when you start sharing it early. Because then only you will start getting more feedbacks. बनाने के बाद अगर आप जाएंगे तो वो एक शब्द होता है cost of quality. तो cost of quality बढ़ जाता है. So I think, Dhruv, thank you for sharing that. These students, right from the word go, as soon as they build something, as soon as they do some homework, please share. It will benefit. success is, the more you fail fast, the better version comes out next time, and your success is a sequence of your failures, which actually teaches you more than your intermittent successes. So I think that's a important message, that if you start building, you'll start facing these failures, and with these failures, you'll start getting a lot of confidence. अगर एक बार सब fail हो गया, तब क्या डरना है? पास होके डरना है, right?
And those experiments can be done when you're here.
Yeah.
That's the best part of it. So till you face the big bad world outside, if you're able to experiment here, take the valuable feedback, work upon it, go to the next version, I think that's what this incubation period of you doing your degree here, I think that is what you should keep in mind and take maximum advantage of. Yeah. Next turn. I think Mihir and Vaishnavi. Yeah.
Hello.
This is a classic example of how you should not prepare a slide.
Acha.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, no, just kidding.
So basically, we make micro loitering munition UCAVs, which are used
Mic
for
or
micro quads.
क्या होता है बताओ ना.
Mic थोड़ा
mic पास में रखो.
Yeah.
हाँ.
So we make micro loitering munition UCAVs at Defense Forge Industries, which is our startup. So there are large drones which fly in the air at 40,000 feet, used by Air Force. Recently, India is purchasing them from USA for 3.5 billion. So most of these drones, they come with a very high cost of maintenance. They come with a very high need of infrastructure, and they give you situational awareness while your soldiers are going ahead. So my idea was making these drones which can fit within a soldier's backpack, which can do the same at a smaller scale for them. So we pitched this idea in our mini project, and the faculties were like, why do you want to make a suicide drone? So what we did was, to prove the point, we took an airsoft rifle, we installed it into a small rover, and we fired some shots in our department. And then we take this POC and we put it into Kriya, where we got around 5 lakhs of fund for making our first WFDLT-5. Then we took it from technology readiness level 1 to 3, where we broke many records. We actually took the drone speed up to 300 kilometers per hour. Later, the prototype journey went from POC from Kriya to AIC, and we crossed TRL level 4, which is technology readiness level 4 to 6 plus. Now we are officially sanctioned the grant of 15 lakhs from Government of India, and we are starting to work with these armed forces currently. So Vaishnavi actually designs the drone in the CAD, because she is from a different college. She is from aerospace, and we collaborated later. So these are some of the latest achievements which we had. This is the DFX1 Mark III. Mark III basically is stronger than the quadcopters which currently the top 6 countries have. We have built it completely in MIT. It reaches the speed of 300 kilometers per hour, as showed in the slides. It takes up to the altitude of 1.77 kilometers, and it goes and suicide bombs into the target.
Yeah. So Vaishnavi, can you tell us how these two different schools you are studying in, what led to both of you coming together and working on this project?
Yes, we belong to different schools, different branches, and we didn't expect we meet in such a platform. So we both were having ideas and projects to do, and passion to work again. So we met in AIC. I was doing some other project, Mihir was in other project, and we met there. And we collaborated, my design part and his electronics basically. So we combined that, we worked. So my suggestion to everyone is that, just go around the college. Talk to people, there are various colleges, design, law, film, etc. Just talk. It's really helpful for that.
Thank you. So all students, please remember these two words. You will get to know more, say tomorrow, in your individual school orientation programs by your deans and directors. One is Kriya. So as he mentioned, one establishment or platform which ADT University provides is something which is called Kriya, Center for Research, Innovation, Entrepreneurship for Young Aspirants. That's what is Kriya. And then there is AIC, which Professor Dubey is the CEO of. So anything which you want to do new, as we were talking about what Dhruv did, start from today. If you need to do anything, these two establishments, these two forums will help you to bring to life whatever you wish for, whatever you dream for. So Kriya and AIC are two very good platforms which all of you should try to indulge in and try to do a dipstick first. We will help you to, because there are a lot of things which collectively we are aware, so that we can connect the dots and help both 3, 4, 5, any kind of people who are working on a similar domain. We can bring them to on the same platform, and you will gain from that. I think this is a very good example of what this ecosystem has created, and right from getting funded by the university to the government, all steps I think they've undergone, and I think that's a very good example. A huge lot of applause and compliments for this effort, which you have been doing even when you are here. So
thank you. And also just for the parents and the students, if you want to go back and talk to your parents, this is probably the only university in the country which pays you back your fees in the form of the funds through the career system. So you don't have to pay your fees, because your fees will be reverted back if your child or if your student is passionate enough to create something out of this university. So this is a fee payback program, sorts of, that we are also running in that form. But I also want to take you your attention on one other aspect. If you as a student in your second year or third year got an opportunity through this university platform to raise an external capital of 15 lakhs, you will never go for a job seeking opportunity. Most of you have come to this place कि मेरे को कोई ना कोई नौकरी करनी है, लेकिन जब 15 लाख और ऐसे और भी काफ़ी लोग हैं जिनको 50 लाख और 1 करोड़ की भी ग्रांट मिली है भारत सरकार से, will you ever look for job seeking opportunities? This is my open question. He is in second year.
Final year,
this is probably the only opportunity that if you start building something in your first year, second year, even before you prepare for a campus placement, you start getting this support from the external players. It not just prepares you as an entrepreneurial mindset, but even if you fail, you'll still become the best candidates in the campus recruitment. You'll still be the best candidate out there. That's one thing. Second thing, let me just also take this moment because it's specifically to this case. Our own wing commander, Mohan Menanji is there. It's very unique feature that you get the domain guys helping these kids here. He's not his teacher. He's not his teacher. But I think the biggest support, biggest fan of his work is Professor Mohan Menon, for all the support that they have got from him. While you get a lot of notices and disciplinary actions from him, but please ensure that you reach out to him for these mentorship support as well, because nowhere in the campus you'll get that domain knowledge what he has acquired through his services for the forces. So I think we'll probably look at some of those contributions as well. So thank you for that. So mentoring support, funding support, ecosystem support is what you will get here, and hopefully you will create some of these things like this for the country.
Adding to this point, sir, for the other students, like people who are going to walk at this path, the simple thing which I'll tell you is your department will be the home place where you will learn, where you will actually continue for what you are here. All these other things, all these other ecosystem aspects, they come in when you have some ideas which you need to get funded, which you need to take to the commercial world. The most simple thing which you need to do is understand what you need to actually make. Take it down to a narrow aspect. Talk to the right people, because if you don't explain your idea to the right people, they will not understand what you're trying to do. Some people might actually not understand. Like, for example, we are making a product for military. Only military people will understand what we are trying to make. There only will be the seriousness. Some might call it a toy. Some might actually be scared of it. While we test, actually, people used to run away from the campuses. So, taking it to the right people, getting the right support, getting the right team, and then building what you actually need will take you forward. And that is where Menon sir actually gave us the mentoring support. That is how we understood how to talk to the military. That is where we understood how the blueprints actually work. That is where we understood the system which we need to go through to get it actually right. many students, they don't understand that going through a particular system in the right way will do more than what just talks will take you forward. That is what is needed for walking down this path. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I think, thank you so much. Thank you.
ताली बजाने के कोई पैसे नहीं है, बस समझ में आ जाएगा तभी ताली बजेगी. अगर समझ में नहीं आएगा तो समझ बढ़ाइए, तालियां फिर भी बजाइए. Thank you.
So now from air, let's come down to the food part. I think let's hear from Parth about his journey. Oh, sorry.
Is that Siddharth?
No,
Okay.
no, skip again. Go back. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yep. Yep.
So basically, just like how Triaksh said that he was doing NEET and he wanted to become a doctor, and he shifted over to bioengineering. I took kind of a more drastic step. I watched YouTube, got to know about food technology, and took admission directly. This is how I came to MIT. Always I knew MIT as the college which has the big dome over there, because I used to travel to Solapur side multiple times. And I never in my wildest of dreams imagined that I'd be studying here and I would like the environment so much. Like, for all of the new students over here, I would say that the moment you step into this campus, you have a spiritual vibe that comes across. And the takeaway that you can take from all your faculty and staff is a sense of humility. Everybody over here is very positive, is very approachable. You know, there are no people who are going to obstruct you if you're doing projects like them, right? In fact, they're going to help you out to achieve your goals. Similarly, when I thought of this idea, this in fact is all credit to our faculty at Food Tech. So just like in CS, when you all have hackathons, there was like a food hackathon where my team and I participated. And this was again suggested by a faculty. We developed a millet-based gluten-free pasta for that. And this was a global competition, TFF, Thought for Food. And we, even in that 15-slide PPT, we recognized the potential what this product can have, what millet specifically can have, right? So if you all don't know millets, that's what your ancestors used to have before wheat and rice came into India, right? Even if you go to South India, people say it's a rice-eating nation. More than that, you see the diversity of millets they have over there. You have multiple porridges, you have multiple delicacies which are made from millets. We just tapped into this potential and we made these products. So you see two products over here. We have the gluten-free cookie and we have the gluten-free donuts. So mind me, in just 3 days, we had 3 events. We had preparation over here. Just behind SOE, we have a bakery plant. We prepared these products over there, transported it right up to Apte Road, to FC Road. We had 3 events. In 3 events, we could sell 50,000 total net revenue. Okay? So imagine the potential you have in food. And nowadays, we see even people who are not in food entering the food industry and making some startup over there. So the potential in food is huge. You just need to tap into that. That's what we did. And apart from this, I think SHD, School of Holistic Development, has had a major role in turning me from an introvert or socially awkward person into someone who can come up over here and talk, right? This is a big step for me because I participated in ADT talk. So if anyone is here from SHD, kudos to you all made me this. That's a big thing. And I would credit whatever confidence I have right now to 2 people, 2 schools specifically, SCIL and SHD, right? That's all I would like to say. And
Next slide. You want next slide? Yeah.
So the key about being successful in college is that you participate in multiple events, right? On the website, on the college website, you see 125 acres of campus. This is a networking opportunity for you. Talk to people from everywhere. I've even visited psychology school and I've attended a practical with them. They've actually tested me for their practical exam. From that, I learn a lot of marketing tips from them. How you can get in touch with BBA students and develop your marketing program. Bioengineering and food tech can come together and produce the next super crop. The opportunities within this 125 acres is limitless. You have to tap into that. Because after all, you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think the key point, there are two key points that I want to highlight here. One is that you have an opportunity right here from space, aerospace to the agriculture and everything in between. There's a space and there is an agriculture space and everything in between. You have got an opportunity to build something out here right at the campus that you have taken admission to. Number second that he mentioned about SCIL, which is School of Corporate Innovation and Leadership, and an SHD, which is the School of Holistic Development. These two schools are non-teaching kind of a school. There are no students that go to that particular school to get a degree. But these are like the backbone of this university, and you see what backbone can actually, when it is strengthened, you know what happens. I mean, my backbone is right now not good, but you know if you strengthen your backbone, what advantage that you get. And here's a right product. If these two schools intervene in your life, intervene in your journey, this is what it comes out. So thank you, for sharing your own experiences for beyond your courses and things like that. So thank you once again.
Tanuj, can you go to next?
And if we talk about the Aegis Grammel Award competition, we defeated Tech Mahindra, Neeland, and Geo in that competition, and we got that award. So these are two prominent achievements of mine. We have also represented ourselves in Smart India Hackathon in 2022, and also secured a fund of grant of 15 lakh rupees from SISFS and some private investments. So yeah, that's all has been for me so far.
Yeah, no, so, yeah, okay. Thank you. Another one point that he mentioned that Professor Thakur, while he was mentioning, is an entity called IIC, Institution Innovation Council, right? That does the Smart India Hackathon. So if you are part of a Smart India Hackathon, and I'm pretty sure Triyansh was, some of you were part of that, that also gives you a platform to take your work outside the institution. Just like IIT Goa, they went to IIT Bombay, there were people who went to IIT Chennai, and so on and so forth. So you, right here, if you start working in a collaborative mode, there are multiple opportunities to go and represent not just the institution, but also the country as well going forward, right? So look for those kind of platforms, whether it is IIC, KRIA, AIC, SIH, or SHD, SCL. You know, these are beyond your courses, beyond your regular schools that you have taken an admission to. Believe me, you have not taken an admission to a school, you have taken an admission to a Vishwavidyalaya. MIT Art Design Technology is a Vishwavidyalaya. So if you wear that brand right here, you will probably be more successful than if you think that I'm sticking around with my college, with my school. You'll still be the deeper part in your curriculum, but I think the multidisciplinarity that you'll start getting, obviously more friends for lifetime.
Yeah. Next, Yash. So let's look at your slide.
So yeah, basically, if I talk about my journey, I won't say I was focused on a very single tech I want to work on. Like, I jumped from biotech, waste management strategies. I had an opportunity way back 2020. IIC organized NIC, National Innovation Contest. It was online due to COVID, and it gave a great opportunity to pitch. And I was in first year then. So it can be a great learning experience. Hackathons, as he said, hackathons are really good opportunity where you can pitch, where you can learn how the industry works. You need to come out of a comfort zone. And the hackathons are all about that. And I think all the work that I've been doing is through hackathons itself. So right now I'm working on my project with Rubik's Cube. So it's a VR-based therapy. So for past 2 years, I've been working into metaverse, VR-based simulation. I had an opportunity to work on a small project with Litif. If you are into aerospace, you might know a company called Northrop Grumman. They are into simulation, aerospace electronics. So their German subsidiary Litif, they had organized this competition, and from there we got selected, and then we developed a VR-based simulation for MiG. Then also I have an opportunity to work with 9BRD in Indian Air Force in Pune. We are developing a biomedical project with them right now. So whereas for Rubik's Cube, we are focusing on VR-based therapy for autism. For that, I got a grant from iCreate Ahmedabad. So iCreate is just like AIC, but it's been operating under Gujarat government. Then the second venture where I'm part of is CureDAO. So if you are interested into blockchain, Web3 in general, DAO, what I can say is decentralized autonomous organization. So how companies operate, they have a centralized thing. But DAO is different blocks are working together. And in blockchain, we are developing data, we are looking into how data can be stored, biomedical data, as well as for CureDAO, we are working on no-code platform for health apps. So right now, you can create any health app without coding. And there are different plugins. For that, we are working with KPMG. And also, I'm helping other companies as well into, if you know the defense scenario, you need to do vendor registration first to get a project. Even if there are certain opportunities like in defense, like IDEX. So these are the platforms where they post problem statements. And from there, you can work on. And if I talk about competition, I was winner of Cisco Maharashtra Technopreneurship Series. There I developed something in metaverse. I won't go into detail. Then Impact Conclave. It was on healthcare as well. It was at SPPU. Then IIT Bombay. So Medha for biomedical, Betic Lab there. So we were finalists there. And yeah, that's it.
Wonderful.
Very good.
Thank you, Triaksh.
I think जैसे वो consistency की बात इन्होंने कही थी percentage में, there's a reflection what I can just think of, that his structuredness comes from his unstructuredness. He became structured because he was so unstructured that itself becomes his flavor, that you have to experiment in so many things that itself becomes your flavor. So thank you, Triaksh, for sharing that. So even if you are unstructured, don't bother about people saying यार तुम कुछ भी कर रहे हो, क्या करते हो, कैसे करके, that itself becomes your flavor, and that can still help you to become a successful person and still go and win something at IIT Bombay. Don't worry about that.
Wonderful.
Thank
I
you.
think that's the beauty of what all of them are doing. And at this point in time, last but not the least, I would request Varad to share his journey. Your slide, please.
So I think everyone here is junior to me except Dhruva. But I would like to share the placement scenario of MIT-ADT. So I have been placed in Virtuosa, and I was the first student to be placed from my batch. And the thing is that whenever we enter a college, we look forward, the first question we ask is, how is the placement scenario of the college? And I would like to tell you that MIT-ADT has every year more than 600 to 700 companies visit the campus. And the kind of offers or packages they offer is quite decent compared to other colleges. I would like to thank Mrs. Swati Moore ma'am for helping me in crack the interview process of Virtuosa. And currently I'm working at Penguin Apps. So it is an app development and software development company. And I would like to say that whenever, because we were the COVID batch, we had to stay in the house for 2 years. So we couldn't get the optimum use of all the facilities that are provided by the college. But just to give the insight, to shed some light, there is something called Google Summer Code, which all the coding enthusiasts can enroll into. It happens every summer, and if you're interested in it, I tried, but I couldn't qualify. But if you have the ability and you have the talent, it is one of the best opportunities to put in your CV before the campus placements. And during the placement scenario as well, you have to be very patient. Because if some of your friends are getting placed, you might feel that, Arey, mera bari kab aayega, mera bari kab aayega. You have to keep waiting, but at that time you have to hold your nerves and tell yourself that, some point or the other, the companies will come, and you have to start the preparation from the second year. So that was about placements. So I've been an active part of Toastmaster Club. It is a public speaking organization in which you come regularly and express or speak on any topic to remove the stage fear. And we also participated in Smart India Hackathon, which was in 2022. And I think the next slide only talks about sports, because I'm a sports lover. As I mentioned, that we won multiple tournaments, the inter-college tournament. SCL had organized a marathon in our first year, in which I stood first as well. And I practice yoga as well. It helps me to calm my mind and focus on the present. So it is very important that you, from the first year itself, you have the clarity that you want to get placed and which company you're looking for. Or in third year, your internship project starts. So you should be ready from second year itself. First semester, you try to get the hack of the college, where the college is, or try to get into the college. But after that, you should, I think, have a goal which you should follow till you get a placement. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Varad. Hack or hang?
Hang.
Hang of the college.
Hello. All right. No, I thought you said hack of the college. You still need to know the tricks of how to hack the college. So No, wonderful. Thank you. And I think there were two very important points that he mentioned. One was about learning by doing, right? That is where a lot of these hackathons that you keep on hearing, a lot of these guys have actually built upon some of these initial ideas which were very, very crude in nature, but eventually they started participating and started doing things, right? As even Dhruv mentioned that you don't learn from the books. You'll start learning as you start failing when you are doing things. So these hackathons are a great platform where you can actually go and start failing very early in your career. Right? You said second year, right? So I think once you are able to understand the hack or the hang of the college in the first year, you are able to get to that second year and start participating in that. Number second, that also you mentioned, once you are done with your introductions of the first year, play some sport. Play some sport. You will not find such a fantastic Olympic level facilities that MIT-ADT has given to you anywhere else, right? Please utilize that. Sports not only help you to make you fit in a physical way, but it also helps you to combat a lot of these things which under the garb of what mental health, mental problem, whatever these guys are now calling that. Please start playing sports and a team sports. Go and play around with people, go, waste time in sports with them. Even if you go and sit around the fence, वहाँ पर काफ़ी चीज़ें निकल के आती है, काफ़ी मुद्दे निकल के आते हैं, काफ़ी मंथन होता है, चाय पे चर्चा होती है, कॉफ़ी पे मंथन होता है और कुछ होता है. But I think that whole element of sharing and caring while you do the sport will build your mental ability that will go a very long way, in a subconscious way also. So please utilize that infrastructure that has been given to you. I know in initial years, in the initial days of yours, you'll say, कौन जाएगा वहाँ से hostel से उठ के वहाँ तक? But please do that. Please do that. You will not realize how helpful it would be once you are in third year. Because when you have to do a lot of marathon, not just in running the marathon, but these projects that they are working on, they are actually the marathons. 24 घंटे में पढ़ाई पढ़ करके पास हुआ जा सकता है, लेकिन ये किसी का भी प्रोजेक्ट 24 घंटे में नहीं बन सकता. So please build that stamina through playing one or the other sport. So thank you for bringing that up at the university aspect of it.
Thank you, Dubeyji. I think all these things you will realize that will be jargons today, will be a lot of acronyms are being thrown at you, a lot of opportunities which are being shared with you. Please keep that in mind and keep asking about it as you go along. Everything will not come to you on a platter, as we said. The mantra is that you should start today. Don't wait for something which will come in third year or fourth year, tab dekhenge. Start thinking of all these things today. Right from what Bharat said about placements to somebody mentioned about how entrepreneurial skill is, how to innovate, how to keep on doing things. All these things, all the gamut what is being discussed today, I think you need to start from right now. Don't wait for anything. Nothing will come to you on a platter. I'm just repeating, whatever you need to do, whatever you need to achieve success in your life, as a learner, as a mentee here at the ADT University, you should start today. Start exploring, start thinking about it. Everything will be there with you for picking up and going forward. So I think with this, with a very interesting journey which you have heard, this is just a tip of the iceberg, believe me. They are not the only 8 people of the 10,000 students on the campus. There are many, many such examples which are here, more diverse than them, more elaborative, more experimental. All these things are just as an example so that you would look forward to what you need to do. So please join me in complimenting all of them. Thank you, all of you. And
just want to add one last moment. On behalf of all of them, let me also give you an opportunity. Please come and pick their brains whenever you are at the campus. They do not belong to they are not teachers. They are not going to judge you on whether you are asking a right question or a wrong question. Please ask all the questions that you can, just to get an inspiration, just to get an idea of how difficult it is for them when you actually start doing it, right? So I think it is going to help you more if you start asking more questions from now onwards rather than writing the right answers. So please start asking more questions to them and start building something. क्योंकि इन लोगों के पास भी जैसा आपने देखा कि डिफ़िकल्ट जर्नी है, आसान कुछ नहीं है. बट एज सर सेड कि मंजिलें मिलेंगी भटक कर ही सही, मंजिलें मिलेंगी भटक कर ही सही, पर गुमराह तो वो हैं जो घर से निकले ही नहीं. So please start from your own house, get into your colleges, get into your classroom only for formal learning, but stay more out of your classroom and talk to these, crazy guys, so that sooner or later you become crazy enough that you want to change the world for the better, for the world. Thank you once again for having a lovely audience.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the schools, all the HOIs, HODs, to help us curate this wonderful event. We are trying to put this on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe, please tell people so that this will spread more. With this, I would just like to ask everyone to give your standing ovation to all the people who are on this panel at the MIT-ADT event. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tarun, for helping us. Thank you. Big round of applause. Before you go for lunch, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Mohit Dubey and Dr. Nachiket Thakur, for this wonderful interaction with all these youngsters. I'm very sure that there will be a lot of students, emerging from this audience who would like to take part in this discussion in the near future. Well, we will now have lunch break, and we'll once again reach the Pendal sharp at 1:45 for the next session by MIT School of Holistic Development. There are two speakers who are going to speak in this